An idea that never came to fruition, the RoadRailer was seen as the ideal way to get freight traffic off of Britain's roads and back onto the railways. First appearing in 1960, the RoadRailer was seen as a way to relieve the stress of the ever-increasing traffic on Britain's road network, which had rapidly increased due to post-war car ownership. Prior to the motorways, Britain's trunk roads snaked their way through major towns and villages, with major routes like England to Scotland being forced to pass through the likes of Shap. Because of this increase in traffic, Britain was slowly grinding to a halt, and so investigation into alternative means of transportation was quickly put into place. Manufactured by Press Steel Limited of Cowley, the RoadRailer was a trailer that could carry its load on both road and rail, thanks to a unique and innovative means of changing wheels. Unlike earlier designs that simply called for the trailer to be loaded onto a flat wagon, the RoadRailer raised and lowered a pair of wheel sets, with one suited to road haulage and the other rail. These wagons could then be coupled together to form a full train, hauled along the main line and separated again at the other end. In order to couple the train to the locomotive, a special bogie was developed that connected to the end trailer's pin and via a screw-link coupling to the locomotive. In the age before ISO containers, this was a rather innovative method of transporting items without the need for time-consuming exchange in goods yards. The switch from rail to road would supposedly take 90 seconds, which when compared to the likes of BR Conflat wagons was a drastic reduction, allowing for swifter changes end to end. The RoadRailer would also reduce the amount of wagons sat idle in yards, as when not making up part of a train they would be earning their keep on the roads. British Road Services, Britain's nationalised road haulage company, showed interest in the venture, and alongside branding early examples in their livery, also worked to run test trains on the East Coast Main Line as late as 1964. However, the RoadRailer did come with a number of drawbacks. Due to British loading gauge, the wagon size was a set standard which was smaller than a standard lorry trailer at the time, with a maximum payload of 11 tons, less than the standard payload carried. Also, drivers would need to make precise movements in order to align the wheels of their trailers with the tracks in order to make the change, potentially leading to hold-ups from unskilled drivers. The RoadRailer also trailed its rail wheels behind its road wheels, which from a health and safety perspective could not be the best position. Alongside this, the railways as a whole were facing an even bigger problem, the motorways. By the mid-1960s, Britain was in motorway mania, with lengths of the M1 and M6, the UK's major trunk roads, already underway, and plans for thousands of miles of new motorway already on the drawing board. The introduction of the motorways drastically reduced journey times between the Midlands and the powerhouses of both North and South England. Rather quickly, the RoadRailer found itself fading from Britain's rail lines, and soon the idea was entirely dropped by British Rail, very likely caused by the final nail in the coffin. With the introduction of the ISO container, shipping was about to become standardised not just in Britain, but across the entire world, with all modes of transport adopting the ISO in years to follow. British Rail adopted the ISO with the introduction of their Freightliner service in 1965, running between London and Glasgow via Liverpool and Manchester. Freightliner containers were manufactured at Derby and proved to be of wider suitability than a restrictive RoadRailer. Therefore, with nobody to fight its corner, the RoadRailer sadly faded into the annals of transport history. Thank you for watching, and make sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss future videos.